What is up, guys? So this video is going to be all about how I set up a fat loss diet. I'll use myself as an example and a couple clients as well. So overview, we'll use myself as the starting example. So I am doing first of all, how long and how much weight do you want to lose? So depending on how much weight you want to lose, you can go anywhere from 2 to up to 16 plus weeks. Unless you have a ton of weight to lose, I don't recommend going further than that, because the longer you diet and the more weight you lose, the more diet fatigue you will accumulate and a bunch of bad things happen. So my current summer cutting diet is 12 weeks. It was going to be 10 weeks, but I started 2 weeks earlier. And I don't have a lot of weight to lose. I'll drop about 20 pounds in those 12 weeks, which is on the fast end. I'll be starting. I started at 202 pounds, 201 pounds, and I'll get down to 180. So about 20 pounds in 12 weeks. Typically, we want to see about 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss per week, depending on a bunch of factors: someone's size, your starting weight, your experience with dieting. If you are a little bit more experienced dieter, you can probably afford to lose weight a little bit more. The leaner you are, the slower you want to lose weight. So I have a couple clients right now. One is started at 315 pounds, and he's 3 weeks in and he's already lost I think like 7 pounds, something like that. So he has more weight to lose. 7 pounds is a smaller percentage of his weight loss, so he can afford to go a little faster. As I get leaner in this cut, I will go slower, just to help prevent muscle loss. So yeah, typically I recommend no longer than 16-ish weeks for most people for a fat loss phase. Okay, this is a phase. This is not forever. You can't keep losing weight forever. You do a fat loss phase. So say you want to lose 40 pounds. You'll lose weight for, say, 16 weeks, drop, say, 15 to 20 pounds in those 16 weeks. Maintain the weight loss for a little while. Very important. And then you can do another fat loss phase after that and drop the extra 20 pounds. Or maybe do 3 phases. Maybe drop 20 pounds, maintain, drop 10 pounds, maintain, drop 10 pounds, maintain at your new lean body weight. Because maintaining is almost as difficult as dropping the weight. For myself, it's like when fat loss is happening, when I'm in the diet, I'm dialed, I'm on it. I have a clear set goal. And then maintenance is a little nebulous afterwards. You're not really gaining, you're not losing, you're kind of just maintaining. So it's a little bit more difficult psychologically sometimes, even if maintenance is easier physiologically a lot of the times than fat loss. So we'll get into strategies for ending the diet partway through this video. So yeah, again, myself as the example, I will be losing 20 pounds in 12 weeks. I'm already down about 9 pounds in just 3 weeks. I know that sounds pretty fast, but that is certainly not all fat. It's, water weight, food in the gut, things like that. And weight tends to start off dropping pretty quickly at the beginning of the diet. I was pretty bulked up too, so I probably lost 3 or 4 pounds of water weight and food in my body just over the first couple days. So that is how much I'll be losing and how much time. 20 pounds in 12 weeks. So that's a little under 2 pounds per week, which is on the fast end, but I'm fairly experienced at this. And I'm happy with that rate of weight loss. For clients, I typically recommend 1 to 2 pounds per week of weight loss as a sustainable strategy. So I track my food. You don't have to, but I do track my food with MyFitnessPal. That's what I do with my clients as well. It's called flexible dieting. It allows you to be flexible with the foods you eat and still hit your goals, because weight loss at the end of the day is just a numbers game. Calories in, calories out. And as long as you are eating in a calorie deficit, then you will lose weight. So we track our food so that we can ensure we're in a calorie deficit, and we can have some flexibility. You don't just have to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli. You can fit in some more tasty, more fun foods. You can eat out if you want. As long as you're within your calorie goal for the day, or for the week, then you're good. Like even if you're slightly above one day, slightly below one day, what matters is the weekly average. Um, so I personally was bulking, so I was eating about 4,000 calories a day, and then I dropped it immediately to about 3,500, and then have been slowly decreasing the calories from there. Right now, I'm currently eating anywhere from like 2,500 to 2,800 calories per day, and that'll slowly go a little bit lower as the cut goes on to ensure weight loss. I eat mostly the same things. So even though I follow flexible dieting, it's still going to be beneficial for a bunch of reasons to eat as much whole, healthy, single ingredient foods as possible. These are going to keep you much fuller, going to help your training, and just make you healthier. So I eat mostly the same stuff, whether I'm cutting or bulking. I just eat less of it when I'm cutting. And it's mostly in the form of fewer carbs and fewer fats. My protein stays roughly the same. So my macros today, I'll have about 2,500 calories, about 200 grams of protein, 65 grams of fat, and the rest carbs, whatever that is like 300 something. So you want to keep your fats, I would say moderate to low. Don't go too low. Keep your protein at about 1 gram per pound of body weight. Don't overthink it. And then carbs the rest. If you want to go higher fat, lower carbs, that's fine. Lower fat, higher carbs, that's fine. As long as you hit your protein, you hit your calories, and your fat isn't super low, then you're good. I do like to go slightly lower on the fats and slightly higher on the carbs, just because carbs are more satiating for me, and they help training. So that's the macros. And what do I eat? My specific foods. I'll tell you exactly what I ate today. So morning, I had eggs and egg whites. I get a carton of egg whites, put them in a pan, add a couple whole eggs, add some mushrooms and kale to that, kind of like an egg white omelet kind of deal. I add those with potatoes. Love potatoes. They're the most filling carb source for me. And then some almonds for some extra fats. Before the gym, I had a little bit more of that, and then some apples, some nice quick acting carbs. During the gym, I had some more apples as my intro workout, just chomping on some apples in between sets. After the gym, I had a smoothie, a protein shake with whey protein powder, half a banana, whole cup of blueberries, and a bunch of frozen spinach. And then shortly after that, some more potatoes. And then I had some protein ice cream with my Ninja Creami, which I love. This is new to me, but it's great for cutting during the summer. I do a low calorie thing with almond milk as the base. And then I put 1 serving of Greek yogurt. I used Fage 0%. And then 1 scoop of casein protein. And then some xanthan gum for consistency, texture. And then some sugar-free sweetener. And that's it. It's basically just Greek yogurt, protein powder, and then a little bit of almond milk. I use that as a base because it's lower calorie than something like Fairlife milk. But Fairlife is going to be tastier, or milk as a base. But that's what I use. And then tonight I'll have a huge salad. I have a salad every night. Spinach, lettuce mix, actually veggie mix. It's got a bunch of different vegetables in it. And then I chop up cucumbers, tomatoes, and bell peppers. I prepare the cucumbers, tomatoes, and bell peppers at the beginning of the week. So I buy those, chop them up, put them in Tupperware, and then just add those each night to my salad. So it's super easy. And then I'll have half an avocado, and then tuna. Tuna and avocado are super important for taste and consistency for the salad. It makes it really tasty. Tuna, isn't that tasty as on its own, but it kind of permeates throughout the whole salad and just makes it really good. So highly recommend you steal my salad recipe. Again, that's spinach, salad mix, chopped up cucumbers, tomatoes, and bell peppers, and then half an avocado, and then 1 serving of canned tuna. I use a sugar-free dressing, calorie-free actually, Walden Farms creamy bacon. Don't spend your calories on dressings if you don't need to. Just get you can use like a vinaigrette if you want, but I like to go even lower calorie. So, and then I'll have some more of this protein ice cream for dessert. So that's what I ate today. That's what I eat most of the days. Mix and match the protein sources. Sometimes instead of the egg whites, I'll have chicken breast, ground turkey, or Greek yogurt. But I typically have eggs in the morning, and that's mostly what I have every day. I sometimes add something like frozen peas and carrots. For some more vegetables, sugar-free Jello is a nice one. You can make a whole thing of, it's like 80 calories for a whole bowl, and it's basically all protein, especially nice during the summer. So that's mostly what I eat every day. I don't really eat many other carb sources during a cut, unless for the rare, occasion that I'm going out or whatever. Like I don't eat oats a lot. I had oats the other day, but simply potatoes are the most filling for me. Potatoes, apples, and berries are my favorite carb sources during a cut. Oh, and then I had some almonds too as well, just to get a little more fats in there. So yeah, that's what I ate. That's what I eat most days. Those are my macros. So let's talk training. When I'm bulking, I typically train. I've been training 6 days per week. And then when I'm cutting, I started 6 days per week and then dropped it down to 5. Common wisdom is you will drop your volume a little bit if needed during a cut, simply because your recovery capabilities are lower. Okay. And if you're an intermediate lifter like me, you're probably not going to be gaining muscle on the cut. You can just hope to maintain your muscle. So yeah, you don't need high volume to really push those gains. So I do moderate volume. I may drop it down to 4 days per week at some point during the cut. But currently I'm doing 5 and then cardio on the other 2. Other than that, I don't change my training a lot. I do, drop a few sets here and there. So like on leg day, I'll typically do 4 sets of leg press when I'm bulking, and I've dropped it down to 3 for cutting. And similar things like that. On pull day, I was doing 6 sets of biceps when I was bulking, and then I've dropped it down to 3 when I'm cutting. So yeah, that's what I do. Cardio, I bike to and from the gym, just an easy 10 to 15 minute bike ride each way. That's some nice cardio. I get at least 10,000 steps per day. I just go for a 15-minute morning walk, and then just another walk during the day and just hit those 10,000 steps. I'm probably averaging about 11,000 steps per day, and then I'll slightly increase it. Maybe peak out at about 12,000 steps at the end of the diet. Don't need to go much higher than that personally. And of course, someday like today I had a coaching call, so I got like 15,000 steps. So steps are great. It really does add up. I like them because it's an easy thing to do. You can do it while doing other things like going on a call, walking with a friend, whatever. There's a lake near my place, so sometimes I'll walk around the lake with a buddy. And steps don't really add to hunger or recovery costs. And then cardio. I do like cardio. My cardio of choice is running and biking. So like I mentioned, I bike to the gym every day. And then on my off days, I'll do typically a 30-minute easy run. And yeah, that's it. That's all I do for cardio. I did some Stairmaster post-workout the other day. Just wanted to do some extra. So I'll probably add in a little bit more cardio as I get into the cut. But I like to keep that on the moderate end usually, and keep lifting as the main exercise. And then the diet does the heavy lifting, as it were, for my calorie deficit. But cardio is great, not just for fat loss, also for health. And if you're like me, you enjoy cardio, and for the most part, it does feel good after to get those endorphins. So yeah, that's my training and diet. As for what I'll do at the end of the diet, so my weight loss will slow down a little bit towards the end of the diet. Like I mentioned, the leaner you are, probably the slower you want to lose weight, simply to prevent muscle loss. And also, say you have 40 pounds of fat to lose. If you lose 1 pound of that 40 pounds, that's 1 out of 40. But if, say you have 10 pounds of fat to lose, you lose 1 pound, that's 1 out of 10. So it's a greater proportion of the fat you have. So even though it's only 1 pound, for the fatter person, it's a larger percentage of their fat than for the leaner person. So it makes sense to go slower, meaning lose weight slower, the leaner you get. So even though I started off losing weight pretty quickly, even like 3 pounds in the first several days, I will slow down. It's been about 2 pounds of weight loss, I think last week. And then I'll do like maybe another 2 next week, and then 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1, etc. until I get to 180, which is where I'll stop. And then I'll do reverse diet. So you need a plan for the end of the diet, and reverse diet is my plan, what I use for myself and for my clients. It's not necessary. You can, if you want, after a diet, just immediately increase your calories to maintenance. And that's what a lot of people recommend these days for contest bodybuilders, because they're super lean. They get to like 5-6% body fat. So they should increase their calories pretty quickly just to actually put on body fat, because they're super shredded, and that's not a good place to be for too long. But for me, I'm not getting, stage contest lean. Just leaning out a little bit for the summer. So I'll end at, I don't know, 10% body fat maybe. So I can reverse diet. And I like this. This is what my coach did with me and showed me how to do this. And I like it as a good approach. So what is it? Basically, so as the diet goes on, your calories are here. You slowly lower your calories as the diet goes on, slowly add in cardio like this. So as the diet ends, your calories are kind of low, your cardio is kind of high. And the reverse diet is just the opposite of that. You slowly add your calories back in and slowly reduce cardio. So example of what I'll do is when I hit 180, after that, I will immediately add in, say, 300 calories per day. And this will come in the form of probably entirely carbs, honestly. And I'll just do that for maybe a week, okay? And you're still in a deficit at that point, because let's say I'm in a 500 calorie deficit, I add in 300 calories, I'm still in a 200 calorie deficit. So I might continue to lose a little bit of weight. And that's what happened last diet I did. We ended, and my coach was like, "Hey, ready, reverse diet." So we raised the calories, and then I kept losing. I lost like 1.5 more pounds after the diet was over because we were reverse dieting. So that's totally fine. It's kind of cool, actually. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll add like 300 calories or so for the first week, and then after that, maybe add another 300 calories, and then slowly reduce cardio. So I might remove one of my cardio days, and then the aim is to basically keep your body weight steady for a little bit after the diet. A maintenance phase to kind of make sure you don't rebound. So I'll slowly add in calories, slowly reduce cardio, and aim to basically maintain my body weight for roughly 4 weeks after the diet. Energy will be feeling a little bit better at that point with the extra food. I'll tell you, it does feel great adding in, once you've added in 600 or 700 calories, you're feeling good. Your workouts are going to feel better. At the end of the cut, you're looking good, you're looking lean, but you are feeling a little fatigued. Workouts are not hitting, as great as they always do. So this reverse diet is a good thing to get you back to maintenance without too much weight gain. So I'll aim to maintain my body weight for roughly 4 weeks, and then I'll slowly go into a lean bulk. Push the calories slightly higher. Nothing crazy. Dirty bulking is not really an intelligent thing to do for most people. So I'll aim to gain roughly 2 pounds per month. So that's like a 250 calorie surplus per day. So after my body weight has maintained for a month, I'll do a slow lean bulk until probably next June or May. So I don't know how many weeks that is, but I'll probably do a mini cut in the beginning, like at some point. So bulk for 16 or so weeks, and then mini cut for maybe 4 weeks, just so I can drop some of the fat I've accumulated while bulking, and then continue lean bulking, and then do it all again next summer. Do a quick cut, 8-10 week cut off some of the fat, and then continue bulk and cut cycles. So yeah, anyways, that is my plan for my summer cut. As far as clients, I do basically the same thing. Like I have one client right now who he only wants to drop, I think it was about 10 to 15 pounds. And he's already dropped like 5 or so pounds. So we've got 5 to 10 left. We'll basically see how he's feeling. Once he drops 5 more pounds, he's at like 180 right now. Wants to get to 175, and then we'll see how he's feeling, see how he's looking at 175, see if we want to stop there and reverse diet him out, or continue on down to 170. And then we'll do basically the same thing I did with me. We'll do slow reverse diet, and then into a maintenance phase, and then a nice slow lean bulking phase. And then with some of these bigger guys I have, like 300-pound guy, we'll probably do maybe a bit longer diet phase because he has certainly more weight to lose. But we will do it in a phasal structure as well. So, we'll drop maybe 20, 30 pounds in the first diet phase. and that'll take, I don't know, 15 weeks or so. He's losing weight pretty quickly. Maybe it'll take less, and then we'll do a maintenance phase. Probably not a lean bulking phase for him, because you do want to be pretty lean to do a lean bulking phase. But we'll do a maintenance phase, and then we'll drop another 20 pounds or so, 30 pounds, and then keep going. So, by the way, refeeds, I mentioned that. So refeeds are when you take 1, 2, 3 days of higher carbs. What my coach did was basically 2 days. Like, I was losing weight too quickly, so he's like, all right, refeed. You're just gonna eat higher carbs, and it was like, I can't remember if it was like extra 700 calories per day, all in carbs, for like 2 days. And basically this, just refills glycogen. Extra carbs help with training. That's why we do it with carbs instead of fats or protein. Extra carbs are less likely to be stored as fat compared to fat. There are just a lot of good things that happen when you raise your carbs. So don't be afraid of, like a higher carb day. If you are feeling like you need a little break, you can do what's called refeed. And then, just raise your calories by up to maintenance, basically, for a couple days. You're not going to get fat from a couple days of extra calories. You're still in maintenance, right? You're just not going to be losing weight. You might even lose weight. Everybody's body, reacts differently, or maybe your body weight goes up a little bit. But it's not fat. You're just refilling glycogen stores. You'll feel a bit better for a couple days, and then you can continue the diet. So optional, not needed. I don't do those for myself or for clients unless they're needed. Like, if I'm feeling really run down, I might do a refeed. If I'm losing weight too fast, I might do a refeed, just a couple of days of maintenance, and then continue on. And then diet breaks. Diet breaks can be useful, again, if you have a ton of weight to lose. You can, or if you like whatever, like if you're on vacation, you probably shouldn't diet through that. You should probably take a diet break, just maintain for the week or two you're on vacation, and then continue with the diet. If you feel like you just need a break, and you think it's for the best, then take a diet break, take 2 weeks of maintenance. It's all good. But then other than that, I just recommend dieting in phases, like I mentioned. So 16 weeks, then of weight loss, then maintain the weight loss for like another 16 weeks, then more weight loss. So anyways, that's an overview. Hope this helps, if you're doing a dieting phase yourself. Best of luck with your fitness goals.